Hello and good morning, students. Once again, it's nice to see you in this 27th revision lecture of ours. In today's revision lecture, I will be taking up a topic, as you can see on the board, transformation of sentences. Well, related to this topic, we learned earlier, not only in standard 8, but also in standard 7th, related to the different types of sentences, kinds of sentences. You learned about the three basic type of sentences, that is the simple, compound and complex, in the earlier class. So transformation of sentence is basically about transforming sentences into the different forms as instructed. For this, let us get some information about the title itself, transformation of sentences. So as a usual practice, I have asked a question, what is transformation? After reading this, we will get into the necessary details about it. So have a look at the board. What is transformation? As the word itself suggests, changing or transforming, isn't it? So transformation means converting one sentence structure. So emphasize on this word, focus on this word, structure. So transforming means, or transformation means, converting, changing one sentence structure into another as directed. So you will be given directions for that. Well, it's a way, in a way, different types of sentences that we learned in our studies of grammar. But note, there is an important thing to keep in mind. When making this conversion, this change, the meaning remains unchanged. Only change in the structure is allowed and never in the meaning. So we should never change the meaning of the statement given to us. Simply you should change its structure. The meaning must remain the same. We learned a couple of different types of sentences under this category of learning. So as a part of revision, I have taken up transformation of sentences in this revision lecture. Well, before we get into the exercises and practice different types of transformation of sentences as instructed, so as directed to you. So direction will be given to you. I have put up a chart, a general chart where negative and affirmative word phrases change into each other, which is important for us to remember and learn. There are few of them I put up, not all of them. So just have a look at this before we start. Many negative words and phrases have affirmative equivalents. Means what? Sometimes we use a negative phrase and in a sentence, and if we want to change that sentence into the instruction given to us, that is change from affirmative to negative or vice versa, negative to affirmative, then we need to make certain changes. As you see the chart given to over here, when you use the word do not in a sentence as a negative sentence, when you want to write it positive, you have to use this one of these words or similar words. So some of the similar equivalents I have put up over here. Let's go through them and take a few examples of some of them. Do not. When you write it in the positive, we have to change that do not into fail to, refuse to, refrain from, or abstain from. It means to be away from, not to be involved in that. Do not. They say never. The opposite or the positive affirmative phrase or word for that will be always, isn't it? For example, I say I never say lies. So I will be saying the same sentence in the positive sense. I always say lies. No, I will say I always speak the truth. So the word that I have used over here is always. When I am changing the negative sentence, never, I never speak lies. I always speak the truth. The meaning is the same, but we have changed the negative sentence into its positive structure now. The structure has now changed. See, if I say I never help in the wrong way. So you can say I have helped the first time in this way. So you do not want to, you never help anybody in the wrong way. But this is the first time you've done something wrong over there, which you shouldn't be doing, isn't it? But the first time or the only time. That is how we use the words or phrases when changing from negative to affirmative without changing its meaning. No more, stop, or ended. If I say the company no more produces cheese biscuits, So So I say the company has stopped producing cheese biscuits, or I say the company has ended the production of cheese biscuits. So what have I done? I have changed the negative statement into its affirmative by using these equivalent affirmative words or phrases. Next one is none of and all. Well, none of the students were late to the class, isn't it? I am saying none of the students were late to the class. So nobody came late to the class. But I want to say in the positive sense, all the students were on time to the class. The meaning did not change, but I just changed the structure by changing the words in the statement, the negative into the positive. Similarly, you can do the positive into negative as well. Few more. Do not know or are unaware of. Well, we do not know about this matter at all. So we are saying we do not know in the negative sense. Well, we are unaware of this matter at all. So in this manner you can change do not, which has a negative aspect, into its positive aspect by using are unaware of. So I hope these words are helping you to understand how to change a negative statement into its affirmative by using these phrases. Few more. Nothing, everything. Well, I can say nothing went wrong, everything went fine, isn't it? So the other side, the other way around, we are saying in the positive sense. Nothing went wrong, everything went fine. No one liked him, everyone disliked him. The meaning remains the same. The meaning does not change. Only the perspective, that is the negative and the positive statement changes. Finally, the last one, not all and some of. Not all the milk was spoiled. Well, some of the milk was fine. So in this manner, you can use the negative words and phrases with the positive words and phrases when changing the negative statement into the affirmative statement. So these were the few words that you need to remember, or it's advisable for you to remember. Let us now take up an exercise about transformation of sentences, in which I will be giving you sentences with the necessary instruction and we will do it together. So let's get started without further ado. Rewrite as directed would be the heading for our practice exercise. First one. Couple of the sentences that I have taken are from the text that you've already learned. I opened my eyes and saw at the door a tiger pushing himself in. Well, this is a statement taken from the text that you learned, tiger's claw. And the instruction is use as soon as. Let us see how to do this. have to make use of the words as soon as and write it, the phrase as soon as. So we will be beginning with the words as soon as and writing this again. I opened my eyes and saw the tiger and saw at the door a tiger pushing himself in. So let's write this. As soon as I opened my eyes then we'll have to make a change over here. As soon as I opened my eyes, who is seeing? You are seeing. So I saw at the door. I saw at the door a tiger pushing himself in. So this is how we have inserted the word as soon as and made the necessary changes and the punctuation marks. As soon as I opened my eyes, I saw at the door a tiger pushing himself in. Well, these types of sentences you will be asked in the test in 9th standard, perhaps in the board exam in the 10th standard. So therefore, the introduction and the learning of this is important. Next sentence. Circus men manage a whole menagerie with nothing more than a chair. This is also a textual sentence. Circus men manage a menagerie with nothing more than a chair. And the instruction given to us is turn into affirmative. So you can see circus men manage a menagerie with nothing more than a chair. So we have the negative word nothing over here given to us. So we will be carefully using our understanding and writing this. Circus men manage a whole menagerie only with a chair. Nothing and only. So we will be eliminating the word nothing and replacing it with the word only in order to write its positive. Have a careful look at this statement. Circus men manage a menagerie with, there it is given with nothing and we are writing with only or only with a chair. Only with a chair. So the meaning hasn't changed, but it has turned into a affirmative sentence which was given to us as negative. With nothing more than a chair is negative and only with a chair is now positive. But the meaning has remained the same. Next one, number 3. God gives us such recollections in order to save us at critical moment. This is also a textual sentence. Again, the instruction over here is a new instruction over here. So that, it means you have to insert the word so that and write it. I will teach you how to do this. God gives us such recollections. God gives us such recollections so that, in order to save us at critical moments. But the instruction is use so that. So we will be using the word so that. Well, when we have such an instruction to use so that, it is also sometimes said remove TOO2 and TO2, which you can see over here. God gives us such recollections in order to save us at. So we have only the word TO2 over here and not TOO2, but it is also used with TOO2 and TO2. So here we have been instructed to use the word so that. Therefore, we have to eliminate and change the word TO2. Let us see how we are going to do this. God gives us such recollections. God gives us such recollections. Here we had the word in order to. So we will be removing this word in order to, and in the place of that we will be replacing the word so that, which means the same without changing the meaning. In order to save us at critical moment, so that they can save us at critical moment. What is that they? They means the recollections. We are using a pronoun over there. So that they can. They refers to the recollections. God gives us such recollection so that they can save us at critical moments. The thing over here is that we have used the word so that, the phrase so that, and eliminated it in order to. That is a way of writing, transforming a sentence without changing its meaning, following the instructions that is given to you. Next one, number 6. Number 4. I sat with my back to the corner. And the instruction is remove with. So this time the instruction is to remove the word with. Let us see how we are going to do this. Remove the word with. With needs to be removed. Very easily this can be done. Little bit of understanding. I sat with my back to the corner. So here you are going to change the word with, and you will be using the word sat, which is the verb, in a different form. So by changing the form or by using the ing form, I sat keeping my back. So you are inserting the ing form of the word keeping over here. I sat with my back to the corner. So you are keeping your back in some place, isn't it, at the corner? Therefore, we will be inserting that new word over here in order to change it. I sat keeping my back. Rather than using with my back, we change it to keeping my back. So with now change to keeping. This is a matter to note and remember. I sat keeping my back to the corner. But in this way we have transformed the given sentence by following the instruction or obeying the instruction remove with. Next one, number 5. The tiger kept scratching the floor. Turn into negative. So this time we have negative to turn into the tiger kept scratching the floor. Kept scratching the floor. So here you see the affirmative given, the tiger is doing the action of scratching the floor. We want to write the same sentence in the negative but without changing its meaning. So let's write it. The tiger did not cease or did not stop. He was doing the action of scratching, isn't it? So we are saying that he is not stopping the action. And in this manner we are going to change the positive into negative without changing the meaning. Let's write it. The tiger Did not. So we have to apply these words over here relevantly. The tiger did not seize. Seize means stop. Did not seize means did not stop. Seize or optional you can write stop. Did not seize or stop. What did he not stop? Scratching the floor. So what have we done over here? We transformed the given positive statement into its negative one. So I hope you are getting through this very well. We had as soon as, we had the use of changing into affirmative, we had so that to be inserted and to be removed. We had over here, that is to change the word with, remove the word with, and then we had the fifth one over here as to change into negative. Well, we have a few more to perform. So let's do this together. Next one, number 6. It was the most highest sound you could think of. Well, this is also a textual sentence. Let's write it out first. Number 6. It was the most highest sound you could think of, and the instruction given to us is change the degree. Well, we learned about degrees earlier. Well, we have to identify what degree is given to us in this sentence first of all. So very well you can understand it was the most highest. Highest is a multisyllabic word, we can say. It does not have one syllable, so it's not monosyllabic. So most highest, most refers to as the superlative degree. So we are going to change it into its positive degree now. Let's write it. The necessary changes we have to make without changing its meaning. We are not changing the meaning in a transformation of sentences. So when you want to write the other way around, we'll have to use the negative word no other. That is what we learned earlier. So to begin, for the positive statement, positive degree, no other what? No other sound. We're talking about the sound over here. No other sound was as or so hideous. No other sound was so hideous comparing to the sound to think of. So no other sound was so hideous as it. The sound that the person had heard, the narrator had heard. No other sound was so hideous as it, what we are talking about in this sentence. And further we have the words you could think of. So that will be applied over here. You could think of. So in this manner we changed the given superlative degree into its positive degree, but the meaning is not changed. Have a careful look once again. It was the most hideous sound you could think of, and no other sound was so hideous as it. It means it was the hideous sound. And then we have the additional words you could think of. Next one, number 7. He went directly to the waiting man. He went directly to the waiting man. And the instruction is change into complex. Well, we learned about this as well. So it's a revision for us. Change into the complex sentence. Usually we understand about the complex sentence. When you have a sentence in the simple form, it has got one subject, one predicate along with the verb. It has an independent clause. Here you can see he went directly to the waiting man. It is a simple sentence. It has got the subject he followed by the predicate part. Went directly to the waiting man, which contains the verb went. Went directly to the waiting man is the dependent clause over here, isn't it? The whole thing is having just one thing over here. Went directly to the waiting man is the predicate. So we have just one full clause over here. So we are going to change this into the complex sentence where we will be requiring the independent clause as well as the subordinate clause or the dependent clause. So we are going to change it, but we are not going to change the meaning. So let's write it. He went directly to the man who was waiting. So you see, we haven't changed the meaning of the statement. Meaning is still the same. He went directly to the man. And then we added the words who was waiting, because the man was doing the action of waiting over there. But the words who was waiting gives us the required dependent clause or the subordinate clause, and hence the entire sentence, which was first simple, has now changed to a complex sentence. Well, complex sentence requirement is a main clause as well as a subordinate clause. So we have changed the structure of the sentence. This is what we call as transformation of sentences, what we are revising and learning. Next one, number 8. Peer is too old to continue work. Let's write the question and then discuss the instruction given to us. Is too old to continue working. So Peer is too old to continue working, and the instruction given to us is remove the word to. Well, the transformation that has to be made over here is to remove the word to used in the sentence over here. Well, I discussed earlier, when you remove the word to means we need to replace it with the phrase so that, isn't it? So we are going to insert this and rewrite the sentence. Peer is so old. Peer is so old. To replace with so and further we are going to use the word that. Peer is so old that he cannot continue working. He cannot, so we have to use the word cannot over here in order to specify or identify the negative aspect. Peer is so old, to that level he is old that he cannot continue. Cannot continue, and the verb is working. So in this manner, we successfully eliminated the TOO and inserted so and that over here in the phrase. So I hope you are getting along with these transformation of sentences. Next one, number 9. They told Peer that he could use the white horse. They told Pierre that he could use the white horse. Now carefully, if you observe, the statement given to you is in a complex form and you have to change it into the simple one. So the instruction is turn into simple. Turn into simple. Well, we had our hands on a sentence where the sentence was simple, we changed it into the complex one. The given sentence is in the complex. They told Pierre. So that he could use the white horse is the dependent clause, here we have the independent clause. Well, we are going to change it into the simple one by making necessary changes. Let's write the answer over here. They told Pierre to use the white horse. So simple instruction was given to Pierre that you must use the white horse. And that is how the sentence will change into the simple one. They told Pierre what? To use, the verb is been taken, to use the white horse. Well, the meaning never changed over here. That he could use the white horse. So he was being given permission to use, and here it is simply to use the white horse. So you see the difference between the two sentences. One was the complex, where we had the subordinating conjunction with the subordinating clause over here. Subordinate clause over here. They told Pierre to use the white horse. We have used a preposition over here to combine the two parts and eliminate the subordinating conjunction. That is how we change the complex into its simple form. So necessary changes are important. I hope you are observing the things carefully. Next one, number 10. I felt very indignant. Well, the simple one, I felt very indignant. The question given to you, the instruction given over here is to change it into exclamatory, make exclamatory. Here we have a declarative one, I felt very indignant. You are just saying the words in a declarative form, an assertive form, isn't it? We are being asked to change it into the exclamatory. In order to insert the feeling over there, the expression over there, we need to use either what or how. We have to decide upon that. Well, here we will require the word how and not what. We can't say what felt very indignant. How will be the correct option. How indignant I felt. So to begin, we will be writing how followed by the word indignant. How indignant I felt. I felt. And the exclamation mark without fail. You can't afford to miss this mark. So these were the 10 sentences. We have a few more. The transformation of sentences. The 11th one. He preferred to be out of its reach. Well, one of the sentences from Tiger's Claw. He preferred to be out of its reach. And the instruction given to us is to make it negative. Let's make the sentence negative. How will the sentence? He prefers, he is preferring something. He is opting something, he is making a choice. He preferred to be out of its reach. The same thing we are going to write in a negative manner. He preferred not to be within its reach. So you see how the entire sentence changes, but the meaning doesn't change. He preferred to be, he preferred not to be, so I am inserting a negative word over here in order to make the entire sentence negative, but the meaning will not change. He preferred not to be, but out of his reach will become the opposite of that, what we learned in that chart over there. Although this was not given to you, but the word is within its reach, out of his within. He preferred not to be within its reach. The meaning is the same. That is, he preferred to be out of its reach. 12th one. I held my breath and waited. Well, a sentence given to us in the compound form. I held my breath and waited. And the instruction given to us is turn into simple. Well, it's very simple to do this. I held my breath and waited. So you can see the word and over here, which is a coordinating conjunction joining the two independent clauses over here. If I separate this, it will give me the statement somewhat like this. I held my breath, one clause, and I waited. So here the word I has been eliminated because I am joining the two independent clauses. Now when I want to turn it into simple, I need to get that pronoun back over here. The one that is repeated over here, but it cannot be seen over here. I held my breath and waited because the conjunction has joined this. There are two independent clauses, therefore this is a compound sentence. I held my breath, comma or full stop, and then I say I waited. So I am going to write that with the comma over here. I held my breath. That is one part of it. Then I use a comma over here because I am putting into a simple sentence. And then I am re-bringing it over here. That is the subject which is eliminated over here. I waited. So I hope you understood how to change the compound into its simple form. The pronoun which was not seen over here has now returned with the comma over here, comma just before it, and the conjunction has been eliminated. Next one, number 13. When you struck the match, I saw it was the face of a man wanted in Chicago. When you struck the match, I saw it was the face of a man wanted in Chicago. Well, the instruction given to us is use as soon as, the phrase as soon as. Well, let's do this. So, the statement begins with the word when, which is the subordinate clause. When you struck the match, subordinate clause. I saw it was the face of a man wanted in Chicago is the main clause. Well, we need to replace the word when with the words or the phrase as soon as. That is how we are going to change it. So to begin, as soon as, and we are going to eliminate the word when, not as soon as you struck the match. As soon as you struck the match, I saw it was the face of a man wanted in Chicago. Well, these were the 13 sentences to practice topic about transformation of sentences. I hope you have pursued this topic well and revised this. This is all for 27th lecture. See you soon in the upcoming lectures. Till then, take care, have a nice day and goodbye.